gentlemen, welcome to Man United Talks. Another blockbuster. This is like our fourth, maybe fifth 3-2 in the last two seasons. And two of them have taken place at Old Trafford. So there's that. But yeah, if you do enjoy, please drop a like. And if you're new, subscribe. And let's get right into it. I am happy with 3 points. I really am. I don't care about, there's other things that we're going to talk about later. But overall, this is a good it's 3 points. Like when we were playing under Jose, and this type of result was, the climax of what we did well, which is just sad at this point. It really is just sad. But since we have performed so well, and we are injury plagued, this result is fine. It's absolutely fine. There are things that need to improve, and like I said, we'll talk about it in a second. But overall, I am very, very happy. So let's go through the stats. 64 possession. Obviously, we dominated the game. I didn't see the first half. Little disclaimer: I didn't see the first half in entirety. I know the goal was brilliant, but I didn't see it. So I'm going based off the second half and what I heard about the first half. We obviously outshot them. We just dominated the game more or less, and corners 9-7. 9 corners, and we average quite a few corners, and we do not convert them. People cheer, like Stephen Housen has mentioned a few times. People cheer when we get corners. Why? Because we don't convert them. We got 6'4" Smalling, 6'3" Lukaku, 6'3" Paul Pogba. When Matic is in the team, that's another 6'4" person, and we don't convert them. And mind you, these corners are better from Luke Shaw and arguably Ashley Young, but I thought when Marcus Rashford was taking corners, I just thought that was useless. I love Marcus in every aspect of his game, and I think he could even take a better corner if he wanted to. I am just not a fan of the corners he was taking because they were bad. In the sense of what we needed to put out there, they were just bang right at the near post, right at the first man, pure pace. And it's okay to have pace on the ball. But when you don't beat anyone and you don't beat the near post, it's useless. So, anyway, Luke Shaw and Ashley Young have been doing all right, but we don't convert corners at any rate. So, anyway, I've been talking about corners for way too long. 2 offsides, that happened, and obviously you see the goals there. And we might as well talk about the goals. So, Valerie, take my hat off, mate. That was absolute quality. I tweeted out, you're only going to beat De Gea with this is paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly what I said, but you're going to need quality to beat Dave. I think that's exactly what I said, actually. And Southampton came with it. The goal from Valerie, De Gea got his hand to it, but first of all, he hit it so fast, and second of all, it was top of the bin, and Dave got his hand to it still, but it was just too good. It was too good, and it went in. And then, obviously, Andreas' goal, beautiful, not an amazing pass by Delo, but good pass by Delo, which was a layoff pretty much. And Andreas cuts back, puts it far post. That is what he's capable of. He's been capable of that for ages. And I've always had faith in him. And, hopefully he carries on. The first few games, I don't think he should have been playing as a number 6. That's not his position, in my personal opinion. I don't care who we're playing. I do not want to see him in a deep line role. That is not him. Yes, he's good on the ball and he can play out the back because he's quality. He's got the ability to pass the ball and move the ball, but he needs to be in attacking areas. And he showed his quality and goes on and gets an assist for Rom. Absolute brilliant. He gets the ball just outside the 18-yard box, slips in Rom. Rom cuts it onto his right foot and finishes. That 3 of Lukaku's last 4 goals have come in his right foot. Is he right-footed? Maybe. I'm kidding. Obviously, he's so predominantly left-footed. It's kind of scary. But his weak foot is good. His weak foot's good. There's that. And then Ward-Prowse ties it up, dude, with an absolute worldie. What a free kick. Coming with the quality again. Dave just can get to it. Fair play. These aren't scrappy goals we're conceding. These aren't the goals De Gea was conceding in the World Cup, which made me want to cringe and cry. These are quality goals. So fair enough to Southampton and fair enough to Ward-Prowse, who's been on a roll for them recently. And then Lukaku again, dude. 88th minute. I don't even know. There was no assist. He gets the ball and onto his right foot again. I love this man. I do. He's so good. He really is so good. He just really first of all, Marcus Rashford was playing exceptional, so there was no need to play Lukaku. And then, he's taken his opportunity. He's really grabbed it with both hands. The first game, he came back when we had the first brunt of injuries. He didn't really perform at the highest level, and that was disappointing. But he's really grabbed the bull by the horns and stepped up, and I'm happy for him. Those one-touch finishes and the headers and all that, that's not really his forte. His forte is at the edge of the area, going into the area with the ball, maybe beating a man and finishing. That's what he did at Everton, and even on the counter-attack, he was exceptional at Everton. And haven't seen much of the counter-attack so much this year or this season, but I have no doubts that he will come good, or he is coming good now. Excuse me. Anyway, and then the penalty at the end. I'm sure Pogba's learned his lesson, but by the same token, does Lukaku want hat-tricks? Because he had the opportunity. He's had the opportunity to get a couple hat-tricks. Last game, I believe, he had the opportunity. No, it wasn't a penalty, but he had the opportunity. But it didn't happen. I think. I can't remember exactly what happened. Anyway, and this game, if I'm Lukaku, you just don't. No, I love you, Pogba, and I know you're the penalty taker, but if he's on a hat trick, let the man take the bloody penalty. Just give him the ball, please. And, he didn't, and Pogba smacked it straight down the middle, which is something I've never seen him do, or don't remember him doing. But, it is what it is, should have been 4-2. Pogba was my fantasy captain this week, and he's absolutely screwed me. He's now on -2 points. Anyway, there's that. Now, I'm going to give you my man of the match, and then we can dissect the play of the game a little bit more. I'm going to give you my man of the match. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Boom. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The legend himself. I know you could probably, realistically, it's probably Lukaku you give man of the match to. Maybe Andreas, but he went off. I think had he played 90 minutes, I would have given Andreas man of the match. Andreas, sorry. But yeah, what is happening? I'm sorry, I got the West Ham game on and someone's crying. I don't know who that is. Anyway. I've gone with Ole as man of the match simply because, obviously, it's a joke, but Lukaku is probably man of the match. To bring on Delo, that little number 20 synergy they got, because, Ole wore 20 and whatever. That's not the reason. But it's a great change. It's an absolutely great change. To play Andreas in the first place over Fred, great change. I'm happy with what he's doing. And, I mean, goodness gracious. I just love Ole, dude. He deserves every man in the match as far as I'm concerned. But he's not a player, so he won't get it. But, he was exceptional in his tactical choices, and his choices paid off. Paid dividend, and fair enough. But speaking of the real true man in the match, I already spoke about Lukaku a little bit, but he was on it today. His hold-up play, like I said, even in the preview of this game, his hold-up play against Crystal Palace was better, much better. Today it was pretty good. Making runs in behind for his first goal. I've been very happy with what I've seen from him, and hopefully, long may it continue. Long may it continue. The only thing I'm worried about is when Martial comes back, because Rashford is still playing well. Yes, he hasn't scored in the last two. Mind you, he only came off the bench in the Crystal Palace game. He's still been threatening. He's still been at a high level. He just hasn't got the opportunity. And Lukaku has the hot foot. Usually you'd say hot hand, but Lukaku has the hot foot. So, keep feeding him. Let him get goals and let him be successful while he's still in form. It's not a problem with that. But Martial, I'm sure maybe if, as long as things keep going this way, he'll probably continue with the 4-1-2-1-2 or the 4-2-2-2, however you want to look at it. No, it's not a 4-2-2-2. It's definitely a 4-1-2-1-2, a 4-4-2 diamond. That's the one. I'm sure he'll continue with it and maybe bring Martial off the bench. That would be brilliant. Had we scored the penalty, had we scored the penalty, Chung definitely would have came on earlier. I would have loved to see more Chung. He didn't even get to touch the ball, but that was just a sub that needed to be made. Didn't want to bring on another defender, because then you would have had to throw maybe Lindelof into midfield or play a back five, and I don't think Ole wanted to be that negative. But all in all, I'm happy, and we got to talk about a couple negative things though. Ashley Young. I mean, what are you offering? What are you genuinely offering? And I say this every time. He must be the best floor general that the world has ever seen. He must be the best in command to receive instructions and give them out. And, he is a player that people respect, people look up to, because he has the seniority in the dressing room. He's 34 years old. Valencia's as well, but Valencia doesn't speak English. Speaking of Valencia, he's going somewhere. This is his last season. United have not activated his year extension, as most of you know. So he said he wants to stay in Europe, and it looks like it'll be Inter Milan or, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I can't remember who else was linked to him. Maybe Monaco. I can't remember. But, I'm looking forward to what's going on after they leave. Delo has a bright future. I'm just sick of Ashley Young. I just am. I don't know what he's offering in experience, in crossing ability. Is just nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I say this to say, next season, I'm sure Delo will be starting right back. I don't even think it's an option. I think we have been linked to Wan-Bissaka. I don't think that would be a bad choice. But Delo is something special. Delo is something absolutely special. Wan-Bissaka is an amazing defender. Better than Delo, not a question. But I mean, maybe if we don't have Ashley Young, or maybe if Ashley Young truly becomes a bit part player, and you let Wan-Bissaka and Delo fight it out, battle it out for that right back spot, you might see the best rotation of fullbacks that the league has right now. So that could happen. But that's a negative for me, Ashley Young. But I don't think that's going to change. Anything else? Not particularly. Luke Shaw, I think, could have been better. He wasn't terrible, but I definitely think he could have been better. Just a bit incisive at times. And I wish he would just cross the ball, man. I just wish he would cross the ball like he wants to cross the ball. The only time the ball gets off the ground when he crosses is from corners. It's inexcusable, but it is what it is. So, other than that, I'm not particularly upset. Alexis Sanchez, I didn't see the first half, and he came off fairly early in the second half. I thought I didn't see much of him, so I can't really say what I thought he was. And hopefully he doesn't stay out too long, because we don't have players. So hopefully he doesn't stay out too long. Yeah, I think that's about it in terms of the team. Hopefully players come back soon from injury. I believe there's an international break coming up soon. I think it's next week, sometime this month. Maybe the third week in March, maybe the second week in March. Anyway, I'll get back to you guys soon. I got another reaction video reacting to player. I don't know who I'm going to do next, but I will have one next week. And the Champions League is coming up on Tuesday, I believe. Maybe Wednesday. Well, we played on Saturday, so I think it's Tuesday. And that's that. If you did enjoy, please drop a like and comment anything you have to say about the club, the team. One more look at the statistics, even though, we won, so I don't really care about anything. I'm so excited. Lukaku now has 12 goals in the Prem. Now he's actually in the conversation for top strikers in the league, Aguero's still smashing it, and so is Harry Kane, even though he was offside, but we won't talk about it. Like I said, I am out of here. If you're new, subscribe. Deuces.